Welcome, everybody, to the Snoozers Football Podcast Show. I am Brandon. I'm here with my friend Zachary. If it is your first time listening, I apologize. Please follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Music. Yeah, we are on Apple Music. But
MySpace.
We're at MySpace, of course. What's that other one? Bebo? Was that a thing? Bebo. This is kind of a weird episode because it's in between the holidays.
Yeah.
And then illnesses have been in and out. I got a 24-hour flu the day we were supposed to record two days ago.
You get sick more often than a character on the Oregon Trail, man.
I have two little kids just running around licking windows.
Uh-huh.
We'll start today.
You know how many supplies I had to spend on Oregon Trail to keep you alive?
I know. I was always the guy who was like, God damn it, he died fording the river again. Dysentery. What's the trigger gross warning? What's the grossest thing you've ever thrown up?
I don't know.
So I was sick. What was it? It was Wednesday or Thursday or so. And I wake up. Sometimes I did not eat the night before, so you ever you wake up and you're nauseous because you're hungry. So I'm like, okay, I'm sure it's not the 24-hour flu or something going around. Yeah. So I was like, I'll have a Cliff Bar in the morning. That's usually a good breakfast, fill me up, right? Yep. Shortly after, I'm like, this is.
You no longer had a Cliff Bar.
I'm like, this is not the case. But if you've ever had a Cliff Bar, it's it's almost like mealy. It's almost like bird food. Yeah. So it had actually. I found out what happens after you eat, you take bites of a Cliff Bar, well, they all get back together in your gut, and they almost congeal almost into a human hairball. Yeah. Would not recommend.
Like an old cat.
It was a bad day, so then I'm texting you, I'm like, maybe we shouldn't record today.
Yeah, probably not. I've got a guest for us today.
You have a guest for us?
Come on in. Just kidding, dude.
What do you... Oh, no. Cam Newton, we could be so lucky.
Kerwin Frost has joined the show.
Did you go and get that?
I've been on a mad hunt for Kerwin Frost, who I found out is a real person. That's a real guy.
Is it really? Yeah, it's Cam Newton, MVP winner.
No, it's a real person. How they did the Travis Scott meal?
Yeah.
Kerwin Frost is a real person.
What does he do?
I think he is an artist, a producer or something.
Wow. Yeah. So many people are yelling right now. They're like, Kerwin Frost does this, and we'll never know.
Yeah.
We'll never know. He does look like Cam Newton. Did you have to go to different McDonald's and get that?
Yeah.
Or did you? So you were actually just playing the McDonald's lottery.
Yep. I have. I actually got two Kerwin Frosts. I made up a fib to get one Kerwin Frost, and then I actually got, because they come in a sealed box.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're lying on behalf of the content now.
Correct.
That's next level. You're a real producer now.
I had tried 3 times unsuccessfully to get Kerwin Frost. So then the next time I went, I told a little fib, said that for my collection I needed Kerwin Frost. And the folks there said, oh, we have an unpackaged Kerwin Frost. I said, I'll take them. And then I got a box with also Kerwin Frost in there. So now I have 2 Kerwin Frosts.
Do you really have 2 Kerwin Frosts?
So if the girls want a Kerwin Frost.
The girls might want a Cam Newton.
Yeah.
That's actually so funny.
Yep. So he's joining our show now.
Kerwin Frost will forever be part of the show, the Cam Newton. Yes, for the audio listeners, it's the bit we had last week where the Kerwin Frost nugget looked like Cam Newton, and he does.
Yeah, he does, dude.
He does.
As much as anybody.
What is on?
All
What's
right.
on the docket today?
Moment of silence.
Moment of silence. Everybody, please observe. I don't even know what we're doing it for.
The Chiefs are dead.
The Chiefs are dead.
Yep, the Chiefs are dead. They are having a tough time. Now, remember, this was earlier in the week. Mm-hmm. They played on Christmas Day, I believe.
The first game, I think.
Yeah.
Against
Las Vegas, the Raiders.
Antonio Pierce Raiders.
Yeah.
They lost, and the Raiders did not even attempt a pass in the second half.
No, they didn't. They didn't complete a pass in. They only have passing yards in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Not even the second half. The second quarter.
They just ram it down their throat.
Yeah, second, third, and fourth quarter, the Raiders had 0 pass yards, real stat. 62 yards total, all of them in the first quarter.
And the vibes are just bad. Like, Mahomes is yelling at people. Do you know, have you ever seen Monty Python? And I think it's the Holy Grail one.
Bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces. So there's a scene where, like, there's, like, an attack on a village.
Yeah.
And they're, wheelbarrowing out, like, all the dead peasants.
Yeah.
And, like, one guy, they're just throwing bodies on there.
Yeah.
And then they're wheeling them out to, like, the graveyard. And then one guy stands up, and he's like, I'm not dead yet. And then the security guard, like, clubs him over the head. Huh. That's the Chiefs right now because everybody's like, they're dead. And he's like, I'm still in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And Mahomes is like, I'm not dead yet.
Dude, there's
and
like a way they can miss. Yeah.
Shut up, you.
So what do you think? I think the Chiefs are probably dead this year.
They're a first round bounce, I think.
Yeah. What do you think their biggest downfall has been this year? Because I have a theory.
I think it just they're just lack of offensive weapons, honestly. Like, Mahomes can only get them so far.
Yeah.
I think Kelsey finally regressed, and you can you can only do so much with Rashee Rice.
Yeah.
I mean, that's maybe Pacheco, I don't know, that's it. I think that's really it.
This is my theory. I think that for the past however many seasons since they've been a dynasty, they've tried to simplify and simplify and simplify their roster, and they're finally down to the point where they simplified it too far.
It's pretty fucking
They have
simple.
no wide receivers.
Nope.
Like, you think about the Chiefs when they were successful. Travis Kelce obviously is getting older, but they had Tyreek Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, fuck it, dude, we'll trade Tyreek Hill, and we'll just get like an okay, like number one receiver, and we'll see if we can do it that way.
Yep.
They did it that way,
Mm-hmm.
and they say, you know what, fuck it, we ain't spending money.
Yep.
We're gonna try to do it with no wide receivers.
Yeah, like Mahomes can elevate anybody around him.
And that's where we're at right now. And they, I think, simplified it too far. Simplified that roster too far. So I think that their experiment with them is done, and I think that they will probably try to sign somebody.
Yep. And then their defense was really, really good beginning of the season, but mostly their, D-backs. They're back on. And then guess what? Raiders are like, fuck you, we'll just play Navy football. We're just like, hey, guess what? If it's hard to pass against you, we just won't pass.
Yeah.
And we're like,
literally.
That's crazy. So, yes, Chiefs are dead.
Yeah, that's my theory on the Chiefs. I think that they just tried to save money, which, kind of they have to with the guys that they have.
Yep.
But I just think that they maybe cut themselves a little short.
I think they did.
And, they don't have – Pacheco's pretty good, but they don't have a great running back. They don't have a great wide receiver core. Travis kind of all they had for a while, dude. And
he's regressed. If he drops one more ball, I'm going to lose it. He drops a lot.
Yikes.
Big fantasy bus. We'll go over off-season posts, like off-season episode. It's like fantasy bus.
Yeah.
And I think Travis Kelce I think somebody in our league took him 3rd overall. Big bust.
John Reese. Do you think after these games, this Monday night, there was a big one, Ravens 49ers, if you can get through the trauma that you've dealt with this week and remember that game. Do you think the Ravens are the best team in football?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they are as well. I think they I think I'm going to almost like it's week 17. And I think we're finally making that case. Like, obviously, all year they've been good.
Yeah.
Right? They've been one of the best teams.
Yeah.
But I think
nobody's been talking about them, I feel like.
Well, and this is why is I think they have a little bit of a case of like the past team history. Right.
Yep.
Because they've done this before where they're like, hey, they're a really good team.
Yeah.
And then they proved to us in the playoffs that they're not.
Yeah, they've never really had that. They've really never had that oomph to go over.
Yeah.
And
a lot of that's thanks to the Chiefs, right? Thanks to the Chiefs, thanks to other teams.
Bengals,
so I think maybe that's why they haven't got kind of their flowers this year of being the best team, no doubt, is because I think there's a little bit kind of like the Lions and winning, right? Like you're always that little back in your head going, all right, how are we going to fucking blow this one?
Yep.
You know, and the Ravens, I think, have kind of been the same way, but to like a greater extent of winning. You know,
So
you're doing the playoffs.
Their defense has stepped up a lot, but this is a new
Their
year.
defense is so crazy.
Their defense is so crazy,
really good
but so
players.
here's the thing. So they have a new offensive coordinator this year that a lot of people are like, their last offensive coordinator, I think I blocked him from my memory, plays, was more of a vanilla offense, right?
Yeah.
And their offense this year, they're not doing anything crazy, but like I watched a few recaps about, like there was an argument for Lamar for MVP, and we won't get into it this episode, but just the way people have to just the way the defense has to respect him, like he'll like literally he'll roll out of the pocket and he'll high step right up to the line of scrimmage, and you'll watch, and a safety and cornerback will drop because he's so explosive, he'll run up like he's scrambling. It's like Madden tier, and then he'll stop on the line of scrimmage. Cornerback, safety are already out, and then boom, hits him over the middle for 17 yards.
I mean, that's Patrick Mahomes' bread and butter to a T, bro. We're going to push that line of scrimmage as close as we can get and see if we can't get any of those guys that are in coverage to think that you're running.
And people aren't biting on the Chiefs this year, they're biting on Lamar,
And it's one of those things where like, hey, all those guys stay in coverage. Perfect. I'll take my 5 to 10 yards rushing. So, yeah, I think it makes it super tough, and I think
I put a specific bet on the Super Bowl.
Did you? Who was it?
I did Lions beating the Ravens.
Really?
I'll give that for you.
Burn your money.
But what if?
Yeah. But no,
I'm also always a fan of the Ravens.
Yeah. I don't mind the Ravens.
Bird gang.
Like I said, there's just certain teams I just hate for no reason. And Ravens aren't one of them. But, yeah, I think
that was another one I was conflicted with when I first became a fan of the Eagles. Because remember, I was really into birds, apparently. And I think like 2001.
What kind of weird kid?
I don't know. And, so like I became a fan of the Eagles because I thought their logo was cool. And then the very next year, the Falcons redesigned their logo. And I'm like, God, that logo is cool. And then like 3 or 4 years later, the Ravens, and they had like the shield and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, like I think they went to the Super Bowl. I'm like, God damn, that's a cool bird.
Yeah.
So.
What a weird kid. I was the same way with the big cats, though.
Yes.
All my favorite teams are the big cats. The Lions, the Panthers, the Bengals. Oh, yeah.
I have a really, really fun – this is bait to keep people listening through the offseason. I have a really fun segment coming up where you and I rank the NFL mascots by who we could beat up as like a team. You and I first, and we'll go everywhere.
Are you did you read the end of the Skelly today?
I did not read the end of the Skelly.
NFL mascot playoff.
Yes.
So we're going to get into it a little bit today. But anyways, yeah, I think the Ravens are really good. I think the Ravens and the Chiefs have similar-ish offensive builds as far as like being unorthodox and hard to kind of game plan for. Ravens more so just because they have such an explosive team and they kind of they're really good at just fucking running it down your throat.
Yep.
And I think they finally found a guy that's like perfect for their offense that they can just let run loose with Zay Flowers, and he's hard to cover.
He's so good.
And, from like 15 yards and in, he's really good because he's, he can work your slants, he can work your drags.
Also, they're doing this with like a third-string running back.
Yeah.
They have like old man Gus Edwards out there because they lost J.K. and then they lost Keaton Mitchell, who was like super explosive. So we're impressed with you, Ravens.
Yeah. All right, another moment of silence. All right, baby, the curse is done.
The curse is done.
Lions
What curse?
Snap 30 year drought.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers in shambles. The Lions have won the NFC North / Central more recently. How excited are you?
Dude, I'm really excited.
For the audio listeners, what are you wearing?
I got my NFC North Champs t-shirt.
I heard you had a cool story about it.
Yeah, so I went to that night they put them out at Meyer, and there was just a flood of people. There's people like waiting, like ready to pounce on these poor workers. And so the next day, I'm like, I really want one of these shirts, and I'm like, I'll see if maybe like they put it out at restock, and maybe people haven't got to them yet. So it was the next night, and so I walk in the doors. And, of course, like they're going to be on that little first rack right there. They didn't have any. They had like a couple sweatshirts. I didn't want to buy a sweatshirt. They didn't have my size anyway. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I just was like kind of defeated. And I'm like, I'll go walk back to the men's department just to double check. So I'm walking back, and I know what the T-shirt looks like with the players on it and stuff. And I'm looking all around, can't find it. one little rack, dude. They're folded up. There are 3 smalls and then a 2XL. So this one's a hair big on me, but
It looks good.
yeah. So
I wasn't going to say it looked big. I think it looks good.
Yeah. So once it dries, washes and dries.
You're never going to take that off. That's going to become infused in your skin. It's going to be like one of those
It was meant to be.
rub-on tattoos. Just your chest piece is going to be the...
I might just have them tattoo over
I love
this
that.
as a
I love
thing.
that.
So,
Are we going to the playoff game? Like, this is like real.
It's going to cost a lot of money.
It's like $400 for standing room only tickets.
Oh, standing room only?
Yeah. But like,
Eesh.
so somebody said, like this
may be
is so
interested in going down there.
I love the pendulum
Yeah.
of hope and copium that I've always experienced with
Yeah.
Lions fans, and
Yeah.
as Lions as my number 2 team.
Yeah.
I was literally talking to somebody, and I said, "Are you going to the Lions playoff game?" And they said, "Maybe not this year." And I'm like, "Okay, it's the third."
There'll be other years, baby.
Like, it's like the first home playoff game in 30 years, and somebody's like, "I'll get them next year."
You'll be tremendously cheaper than.
I just love that. I love
Yeah.
that for you guys so
Yeah.
much.
What are your expectations
For what?
for the rest of the season?
For
Do you think we win a playoff game?
it really depends on who. There's instances where yes you win. There's instances where yes you lose. It all depends on seeding. And actually, secret about me, I'm not smart enough to understand seeding. Like when we're like 3-4 weeks out, I'm not smart enough to like estimate like who you're gonna end up with.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, because it's still wide open. So there's 9 days like left in the season, and I think like if you look at like the teams that could still like get into the playoffs, it's ridiculous. I think it's the most like there's ever been. Like
24 teams. I have that stat for you.
that's insane. So
24
9 days left in the
teams,
NFL
and
season.
That's more than I think like the past 20 years or something.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like, with the amount of time left, there's now obviously probably half of those teams,
Yeah,
or 3/4 of those teams are going to get eliminated this weekend.
So there's too many possibilities to even talk about it. Because I mean, you run into like Rams Seahawks. I think you can beat them.
Yeah.
You can get Eagles Cowboys. Like that's tougher.
we won't get Eagles Cowboys.
It's possible. Like if you play with like the ESPN seed off scenario, it's crazy.
No, yeah, it's Tampa.
But
That's
if like Eagles like lose out, which I could see us doing,
you'd still play Tampa
really.
unless you somehow
See, there's too many scenarios.
yeah, if you somehow lost all your, I guess, and you weren't, if you're the 5 seed, you're not playing us.
Yeah.
Because you're playing the NFC South winner.
Which
Because
I
we
would
have
love.
like 11
Which
wins.
I would
and they
love.
have- yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah,
It's
who
just
would have
gonna-
thought Cleveland would have been the 3rd team clinching a spot in the AFC?
There's a very real world where Joe Flacco wins them a Super Bowl. Did you see? Again, we're actually not even going to recap last week because it was
they're
all
not.
crazy. Like we're touching on it, a little bit.
Yeah.
But do you see Joe Flacco was like 100 yards off from setting the NFL record for passing yards in a month?
Yeah.
Like Joe Flacco, who came off his couch.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't even like he looks good,
You know what's funny?
and he's wholesome as hell.
Yeah.
Kind of handsome.
Yeah, he's from Delaware. Played at Delaware, I should say. I don't know where he's from, but University of Delaware.
Mm.
You know what their mascot is?
No.
The Fighting Hens.
Really, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Alright.
their uniforms look like Michigan, the winged helmet. What I was gonna say is the funny thing is, Flacco called the Jets, and the
Yeah.
Jets were like, "Nah, we're good."
The Jets are winning the Super Bowl with Joe Flacco. Throwing to Garrett Wilson. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I'm taking the Browns defense over the Jets defense, though, bro.
I know,
Yeah,
but it's close.
yeah.
That was a wild Thursday night game. too.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about Eagles recap? You
I
guys,
mean, they went in.
you guys
handled business, tried to give it away.
Tommy DeVito.
Yes, we did unemploy Tommy DeVito, and I got terrified as soon as Tyrod Taylor came in. But no, we just went in. We handled business. We tried to lose the game. We did not. So that's fun. And now we have Cardinals at home, and then we go to MetLife to do injuries at the end of the year and go against Tyrod
Sounds fun.
Taylor again. So
Sounds
just
fun, dude.
head down. We have our first 1 p.m. game in what feels like Eras this week. Eras tour. Yeah. So
Oh, yeah, you guys play.
Cardinals.
Oh, yeah.
Cardinals. Jonathan Gannon revenge game.
Oh, yeah.
F that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how the Lions game felt, dude. I feel like we were in control most of the time.
Yep.
And then you kind of always just leave that little back door cracked.
This is actually super huge, though. So we actually do. So I think there's a world. So we have Avonte Maddox coming back.
Yeah.
So he tore his pec, I think, week 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And so he's like our starting safety. He's really good, right? He's really good. We've been really weak, right?
Our starting safety's coming back after a
C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Yes, of course.
Ever heard of him?
Yes, I did. So then also, I think there's a world where James Bradbury gets benched because we have this new guy called Keely Ringo, the rookie out of Georgia, who has had one catch allowed on him.
Yeah.
He's been balling out.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Eli Ricks has been looking good. Slay comes back from his rotoscoping knee last week of the season, so we're excited.
Bradbury's been getting
Cooked.
Well, the media as well. Like when you start to see, the media start to single guys out, that was not good, regardless if they are or not. But when you start getting into the media,
Week 17 preview.
Not good. Yeah, record 24 teams still in contention.
Why don't you have Bowl Mania on here? We got to talk about the Bowls.
Yeah, we'll do Bowl Mania.
Yeah.
We'll do Bowl Mania after mascots. So this is the funny segment here is Lions Cowboys are on Monday Night Football on Saturday night.
Is that?
But the show is called Monday Night Football.
Is it really?
It's
The whole world's gone topsy-turvy.
So technically
they play tonight.
But the show in the cast is Monday night because I don't think there's a Monday night game, but I think that's because college football is Monday night. And they don't want to conflict with each other, the playoff.
Oh, they legally cannot.
Okay.
Actually,
So that's why.
Yep, they legally cannot. If the Lions win this game, I'm going to be insufferable for you guys.
Yeah, I think. This is going to be a great measuring stick for us, right? So I've kind of touched on the past few weeks.
I'm so excited to watch this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, and I think the fact that, the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the 49ers have all, I think, kind of been just a tier ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
We're definitely the best in tier 2, but, I think those teams, so to be able to, 2 weeks out from the playoffs, get to go to Dallas and play Dallas, and, even if we lose this game, if it's within a score, I think it's a win for us as far as, confidence goes. We go here and we get absolutely fucking blasted, we might have to have a chit-chat. Yep. But I think, if we win this game,
go and plant your flag, I'll run through a wall.
Yeah, I think if we win this game or it's close, it's competitive throughout, I think that's a win for us. And then the fact that it being at Dallas. So
I'm so excited.
Yeah, excited for that game tonight. So
I won't even make a pick, but I hope Lions will do it.
Yeah, I'm excited. There's some big games on here.
Game of the year, of the week, of the times too.
Yeah.
Is Ravens-Dolphins.
Yeah.
I think this is really where they just run away with it. I think they're going to mollywop the Dolphins.
Yeah. Well, I remember our saying, middle of the season, physical teams beat finesse teams,
That's
baby.
It.
And
Every
I
time.
think Baltimore is a very physical team.
Yep. And Dolphins, Devon Achane, which I will always want to call him A-Chain.
Yeah.
He's out or he's questionable. Jalen Waddle, another fantasy bust. He's out. I just think Ravens are going to run away with it. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Yep. I think they're going to have a tough time, but we'll find out.
Yep. Next up, the in contention for Caleb Williams / Drake May.
The Bill Belichick's versus the Buffalo Bills.
Very fun.
Battle of the Bills.
Aesthetic matchup. Classic,
Yeah, I like it.
A little patriotic kind of almost, Good AFC East. Yeah. I'm Buffalo by 40. Goodness.
Yeah.
I am.
That line keeps getting bigger.
I'm taking the Bills. That's easy.
Yeah,
right.
We're going Bills. Falcons, Bears.
Falcons, Bears.
Maybe your first love, the Falcons.
Almost
the mistress from afar.
Almost my first love. I like this. I like that Bears logo, just the actual Bears logo.
Yeah.
The Falcons are getting Russell Wilson next year, but I'm going with Bears. This year, I'm going with Bears.
I'm going to go with the Bears. Bears still have something to play for. They've been playing well.
Fields has been playing the best football of his career ever since he came back from his thumb injury.
Playing for his job, dude.
Yep.
I'll take the Bears as well. Another good aesthetic matchup here.
Raiders Colts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, some classic looking uniforms at the Colts. I'm going to keep riding the Raiders wave.
I am going so hard on the Raiders.
Yeah.
Even though Michael Pittman's playing, that Raiders
Colts favored by 3.5.
That's ridiculous. I'm going foosball table in the locker room, Antonio Pierce Raiders. I'm going Max Crosby pilled. I'm starting the Raiders defense in fantasy, so I need them to get about 100 sacks. So
yeah, there's a
everybody's 7-8, 8-7. It's crazy.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say is there's a roundabout chance that the Raiders still win the AFC West.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with so many teams still in contention, but yeah, dude.
Panther Jaguars, Big Cat Bowl, your Super Bowl.
I know, dude.
How disrespectful is it that the Jags are only 4-point favorites?
C.J. Beathard, or you would say Beathard.
C.J. Beathard's still an all-time name.
He's going to be starting.
Yep. Trevor Lawrence is missing his first football game due to injury.
Yeah.
You see that?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
That guy's a robot.
So he's actually never missed a football game due to injury.
Because his hair protects his head.
It does. He looks like that girl from The Challenge.
Yeah.
But I'll pull her up. Do you not know her?
No, I don't, but I believe you. I'm probably going to stick with Jags here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think that they have enough weapons. So Titans, Texans.
CJ Stroud's back.
Is he?
Cousin Nico, let's go bowling.
I'll
Nico
go
Collins
Texans.
is back, I think, right?
I believe so. I'll
I'm
take
going
Texans.
Texans.
Jinx.
Jinx. This is Billy Jeans playing?
I thought he might be out.
Something popped up. I think he's questionable.
Yeah, I
Is
think
Tannehill still on the Titans?
he is somewhere.
Somewhere.
You have to summon him through a spell. I think it's some sort of
I love
cauldron.
it. Rams Giants, the battle of just aggressive names.
Yeah. I'm going to go Rams here. Rams battling for their lives to stay in the playoffs.
Rams. But this could be a trap game for the
be.
Rams.
Well,
Because Tyrod Taylor is like a good quarterback.
I don't think that they're overlooking this game. They need every game. When
They
you need every game, there are no trap games.
Yep.
They control their own destiny
I
as
can't
long
believe we
as
already
they
have
win
football
out.
again. I feel like it's been like 3 days since football.
Yeah. All right, Bird Bowl.
Dirty Bird Bowl. Eagles by 12 is disrespectful because we all know we're going to win it by 3 in a nail biter.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I am going Eagles at home against Jonathan Gannon. I hate him.
Cardinals.
You're not taking Cardinals.
Yeah, I am, dude.
You're taking Cardinals?
Yep.
Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm taking Cowboys.
Yeah. Nope, you already took the Lions.
Saints, Buccaneers.
No, I honestly think you guys are going to win. Saints, Bucks. I'm riding the Bucks train, baby.
Baker Mayfield's so good.
Love
Mutual interest for both of them to extend it. The Saints could win the Super Bowl and we still would not talk about them.
Yeah.
I'm moving on. Go Bucks.
Yep, Buccaneers, 49ers. We could probably keep it moving with that one. Seahawks, Steelers. This is a very weird aesthetic. Remember that Super Bowl from a while back when the Steelers and Seahawks played each other? It was when the Seahawks had different uniforms and stuff.
That is weird.
Yeah, it was like 2000, early 2000s, I feel like. That was when Big Ben won the Super Bowl. I'm going to go Seahawks here. I think the Steelers are finally showing us that they are fraudulent.
Mason Rudolph is starting with the greatest wide receiver of all time, George Pickens.
Yeah.
You ready? Steelers need this game considerably more than Seahawks.
Seahawks are fighting for their lives, dude.
I know, but no. Like if Seahawks can lose this game and they still have like a 85% chance to make the playoffs. If Steelers win this game, they have like an 80%. If they drop this game, they have like a 33% chance.
Really?
I'm going Steelers.
All right. In Seattle. East Coast team going on the West Coast. You like that, huh? I'm going Seahawks. Chiefs, Bengals. I think it's a good game for the Chiefs to get back.
11 months ago, this was like the AFC Championship game, and now
we're gonna skim right past this one.
And now we're like, Chiefs are dead, and Jake Browning is who we thought he was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to the Chiefs still.
Yeah,
but I'm
I
not.
think so too.
I'm not happy about it.
Yeah. I think it's kind of alarming for the Bengals. Like when you see hey, dude, you lose one player and you are in shambles.
Yep.
Chargers, Broncos.
Again, game circled on calendar. Should have been good.
Yeah.
Bronco, who's their quarterback?
Jarrett
Stidham, who killed Jimmy Garoppolo, who killed Russell Wilson. Very exciting.
Yep.
versus Easton Stick and the Chargers.
I'm going Broncos.
I'm still taking Broncos.
As am I. And a big ecstatic.
Big aesthetic.
Classic.
Big even game.
Yeah.
Big wild card implication.
Yep.
This
Packers,
is fun.
Vikings. I'm going Packers.
I am going. So a lot of people have been saying Joe Barry, their defensive coordinator, is a football terrorist, much like Arthur Smith.
Yeah.
And there's always, so just like the Broncos, there's always that vibe about when there's a new quarterback. That's what, if you've not been paying attention, class, that's what's been happening this year is backup quarterbacks will start one game and light up the world.
Yeah.
And then the next game they fall off. But that first
film,
game,
baby.
and they say film, right? That's what everybody says. I don't even know if there's truth to that, but that's what we always write it off at.
Yeah.
Jaron Hall starting. Not Nick Mullins, which is weird 'cause I thought Mullins
Correct.
did well.
Correct.
I'm going Vikings.
Nick Mullins had like 3 or 4 picks, I think. I think that's the end of the day. He did sling the rock, but he was
I'm
in
going
like
Vikes.
Jameis mode.
So we were exactly the same except for 2.
Were we? Mm-hmm. Nice, dude. We're so back.
We never left. We're very aligned.
All right, a couple other things, and we'll get into some bowl mania here. We'll kind of go through these, not super quick, but Russell is out. We kind of just touched on that. Russell is out in Denver. Is he out for good? Do you think?
Yes. Just because, so there is that clause that if he suffered an injury, they would have to pay him his money.
Yeah, that's a very telling thing.
That's pretty disrespectful.
it's
like, you're
been-
still playing for your lives.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's come out even more that they were like, yeah, either change that or we're gonna bench you.
yep. Wilson himself came out and said it. So
Yeah.
that's just kind of disrespectful. And now they're going to take the cap. They're going to take the cap hit next
I think so too.
season, and so it's spread out across 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So next season is actually the smaller one, and then there's a bigger one in 2025. But they're just going to go with it.
Just gonna eat it.
But if they keep him on the roster through March, it becomes like a ludicrous amount.
Yeah.
So they're just they're kind of like, so the Eagles had to go through with the Carson Wentz. You know, we had to take a lot. We had to take the biggest dead cap hit in history when we cut Carson
This is about
Wentz
to
that
break.
time.
This is about to break. And
This will break it. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, it's just tough, dude. Tough pill to swallow. But I mean, dude, I still don't get. Russell Wilson is a great quarterback. Was a great quarterback.
He's been playing like top 15, I think.
I still
26
don't
touchdowns, 8
get-
interceptions. A lot of people take that.
But even then, like, I don't think he's like a top 5 quarterback.
No, not even close.
And I guess maybe when they traded for him, like, it was a little different. Maybe he was just a little better than he was. But like, man, that is a handcuffing contract.
That sucks.
And
Trade away so much for it.
Like, it's never. I feel like that's never panned out for a quarterback.
Nope.
Right? And maybe I'm wrong. I'm off the top of my head right now, 100%. So maybe I'll think of somebody later. But like, I just don't see a world where you take all that money, pay the quarterback that isn't a top 3
I feel like it never makes
quarterback.
sense.
top
Deshaun
5
Watson.
quarterback.
Look at Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson's the 3rd best quarterback on his team this year.
Yeah, it's tough, dude. So I agree. I think he's out in Denver. I'm happy for them because
Yep.
I do kind of like
Clean slate. Plus, we kind of like chaos.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun. Like,
Yeah. So maybe at some point we'll play the Where Does Russell Go game.
we will. That's off season. That's a whole
Yeah.
episode about off
Yeah.
season.
Another thing. Did you see the Debo beef with Cam?
I did not see. I saw. Yeah, I saw.
You are gonna love this.
I
I
did.
love when I put stuff in here and you don't see it.
I've been off my game lately. I've been sick. I've been busy.
All right, so I'm gonna give you the roundabout thing that happened here. So after the 49ers game, they interviewed Debo on one of the one of the NFL shows or something, and Debo started his interview by saying something along the lines of telling Cam Newton to stop texting him because I think Cam Newton had said something about the 49ers in the media, like on one of his shows or podcasts.
Right,
or something.
right.
So Debo said, Cam can stop texting me about coming on his show 2 weeks ago. You're a fan, now you're not. Like all this stuff, kind of talking shit about Cam Newton. And then Cam gets on Twitter because it's on X, right? The video of Debo gets on X, makes a video and says, I ain't never texted you, motherfucker. I don't know who you're talking about.
Cam said that to Debo.
Yeah. So then Debo posts the screenshots of the conversation. Turns out it was a South Carolina fraternity brother. A couple of them. Gave the old bait and switch on Debo.
No shit.
And got Debo's number.
They catfished Debo.
Yeah. Texted him out of like the blue. Texted him in the Wingdings Cam Newton font and said,
and he just is like, this is Cam.
Yeah. He like, so I'll see if I can find this real quick. It was funny, dude.
So Debo just got fired up and it was not even
Cam.
And Cam just wakes up, people are tagging him and shit, and he's like, what?
Yeah.
Kerwin Frost.
It was. Pranked with fake Cam Newton text.
Oh no, Debo got baited so hard.
So this is like the interview or whatever, but this is Cam Newton saying.
He does look like Kerwin Frost, bro.
So this is, here we go. This is what they looked like. So this is the.
Oh my God, that is the Cam font.
He goes, so this is the people pretending to be Cam. He goes, yo, Debo, it's Cam. I'm trying to have you on the pod in the next few weeks. Hit me back. Ace Boogie. And they did it.
Ace Boogie?
And they did it in the Cam Newton Wingdings.
With the dots over the O's and stuff, yeah.
Debo says, who this? And then the guy says, it's Cam. And then later, he said, you trying to hop on? The frat guys, that's Cam. And then Debo says, I don't know who this is. And then the guy replies, Cam Newton killer. Then this was the following Monday. He said, he just texted him, fuck you, Debo. And then he did.
Debo just sent back the laughing emoji.
Yeah, and then the guy, now out of the Wingdings, says, good game tonight, bro. Y'all look good. And that
was when they lost?
Going silent now. Yeah, I believe this is when they lost. Going silent now. Yeah, I'm all right, little bro. Lose my number or we finna have a problem. And then this is after he went on there, the Kay Adams show. So going on Kay Adams show, talking about me, wouldn't expect less, little bro. Focus on yourself, pup. And then that's what set him off.
That's crazy.
And then all this stuff come out that, yeah, it was never Cam.
I love that so much.
Yeah, just a classic catfish.
I love that.
Yeah.
I can't believe I did not hear about
because
that.
I was all over the place because I had heard Debo talk about it, so then I was all in on like, oh yeah, Cam needs to shut his mouth, bro.
That's so fun. I love how in the notes you so could have spoiled it if you did like Cam in quotes, but you didn't. I was like, okay, I was so in, and no, it was just.
So, but I just thought it was funny. Like Cam got on there and was just like, bro, I never texted you.
I'd be like, he does it in the
and then Debo deleted the tweets. Deleted the tweets about him.
He looking like a fool.
Yeah, that's tough, dude. Never trust a number you don't have.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah. Without a verification. Like, I'm sure there's somebody in that locker room that has Cam Newton's actual number.
Dude, we do it at work. It's like, hey, who's texting me? I punch it in my phone. It's like, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think, like, anybody, like...
Somebody in the NFL had to have.
Yeah.
I mean, so apparently there was an older player at... Because that's where Debo played, with South Carolina. There's an older player that had Debo's number and gave it to these guys. And these guys just went crazy.
I fucking love it.
Because there was like the way that it came out was there was like a bunch of like screenshots of those guys like texting their friends going, dude, we got Debo's number, we're pretending to be Cam, all this stuff. So yeah, I thought it was a funny little thing, dude. We got about 10 minutes left here.
I want to talk about bowls. We'll do NFL playoff mascots next week.
We got, and this is pretty easy. I'm just we'll do quick mascot, 2 minutes. 3 minutes.
Okay.
Because I want to know who, if all the mascots were to get into a fight with each other, who do you think would win?
Who do we got right now?
Steely McBeam. I love
these are the mascots, not the team names. Okay.
Yeah.
Steely McBeam, which is classic.
Yeah,
who's TD?
That's the Dolphin.
Oh, okay, the Dolphin.
Yeah, Billy Buffalo. Blue, which is That is the Colts. He's good.
Oh,
He's
the
solid.
Horse?
Yeah. Freddie Falcon is a pretty good one. I'm trying to think of people that are actually like Jackson DeVille is going to be my pick because have you ever seen him bungee jump off of? There's like some well-known mascots, right?
I'd almost go Rory, bro. Like, you think just lion? Like, who's going to beat a lion in this setup?
Jackson DeVille.
No, a lion kills a jaguar.
But the jaguar is skydiving off the edge of the stadium, dive bombing like a bird.
So then he's just sitting there dangling, and the lion's going to eat him apart.
No, dude. I just don't see it, man. There's some good ones on here, though.
I have to go lion. Just lions are like apex predators, bro. If not, I guess a bear. I guess Staley the bear, I think I saw up there.
Well, you're going strictly off of what they are. I'm going off of the sheer
You're going off the
impact.
actual mascots dressed up?
The actual mascots dressed up and their tendencies.
Then I got to go with the Ravens, because remember the Ravens mascot tore his ACL like 2 years ago?
Yeah, so why would you take him? He's injury prone.
He has something to prove.
That's crazy, bro.
He's been in it.
I don't know. I think I'm just all about Jackson DeVille, man. I thought about it coming in. I think the Falcon. Hasn't the Falcon jumped off the stadium to fly in? I'm almost positive. Sometimes I randomly get those.
I don't think so. You think every single mascot's jumped off.
I
can't wait for us to power rank what the actual animals we could beat up in a fight are.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna prove you wrong. I'm almost positive. I know for a fact Jackson DeVille jumps off, skydives into the stadium.
Okay, I don't know what the Falcon has.
You don't want? What do you want to bet?
I don't want to bet anything
All right, your house. Perfect.
Freddie Falcon. What do I get if he didn't?
You could just stay in your house.
That's so unfair.
Well, that's what happens when you let me make the rules. We'll dive deeper into the mascot.
We will. Yeah, there's so
so
many.
Yeah.
One was T-Pac.
No, you're gonna T-Rack.
So Bowl Mania.
I can't see. My eyes won't focus.
So that's good.
Tennessee Titans is T-Rack.
Oh, I hate that for them.
Yeah.
So Bowl Mania. So you want to probably just talk about the two big ones upcoming, right?
There's some more. There's a bunch today.
I want to talk about. This is something that I want to talk about.
Yeah. The game of the year, dude. Toledo versus Wyoming in the Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl.
I want to talk about the Pop-Tart Bowl. Did you see anything about the Pop-Tart Bowl?
No.
You did not see anything about the Pop-Tart Bowl?
No.
Okay. So the Pop-Tart Bowl, it's literally just called the Pop-Tart Bowl. And I think I mentioned when I lost my gourd at the end of the last episode, right?
I can pick out between the 75
but they
bowl
literally,
games.
so they literally had like a full-size Pop-Tart mascot.
Yeah.
Who's jumping around and stuff like that.
There's a lot of those, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then everybo's like running around with like Pop-Tarts,
Yeah.
right? You with me?
Yeah.
Everybody's like running around with Pop-Tarts. And so somebody had said this is what it's so funny. So somebody had said so good. They were talking about this Pop-Tart Bowl, and he's like, isn't it kind of sadistic? Like, are you gonna like eat this Pop-Tart during the Pop-Tart Bowl? And they're like, that's their dream, is to be eaten. Pop-Tarts live to be eaten. People are like, well, this is kind of weird, right? Yeah. And then it's a reporter, and a guy like crumbles up a Pop-Tart and like feeds it to him, making soft growling noises, like right. So then they said during like the halftime, the live mascot's running around, and they say after the game, the mascot will be devoured. He will die. And people are like, what? So then after the game, they wheel out this huge toaster.
Yeah.
And the Pop-Tart guy he's on top. He's on top of this thing, and I
saw a picture of that.
So then they're screaming. They're like, toast that mascot, toast. And he has a little sign that said, dreams do come true. So he goes down into the toaster, and he disappears. And at the bottom, a slot opens up, and a massive real Pop-Tart comes out, and people swarm and start eating it.
What the fuck, dude? What the fuck?
And everybody's like, that's it. That's the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Jeez Louise.
That's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's wild.
And they're coming back and it's like everybody is like, and they're like, every Pop-Tart's dream is to be eaten. And that's why he has a little sign. He says, dreams.
They had a meeting about this.
They pitched it, and they're like,
yeah. You know what? You guys might be onto something.
Somebody had the best Christmas of their lives when they pitched this.
Oh, my God. You see in the Duke's Mayo Bowl, the winning coach gets doused in mayo.
Did they really?
Yeah.
That's super good. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some wild stuff. I saw.
Do you see the Ohio State Hawkeyes lost last night after they put up 3 points against Mizzou?
Yeah.
The Block M.
Yes, sir.
The Block M. Holy cow.
All right, we got some games tonight. It's very, very tough during bowl season to know because of all the opt-outs. Like Marvin Harrison didn't play last night. So, Penn State and Ole Miss.
I like Penn State. Little Nittany Lions. The whiteout is like the coolest thing in sports, right? Like we can agree.
Chick-fil-A would be a good bowl to go to.
Chick-fil-A.
Probably getting fed Chick-fil-A the whole time. You can't be upset about it.
Are you a spicy sandwich guy or a normal sandwich?
Depends on my mood.
I lean normal, actually.
Yeah,
I do like spicy.
I kind of like the spicy. Auburn and Maryland.
This is old-timey bowl.
Yeah,
what are those, the 2 oldest schools in the nation?
Yeah, a couple of bad records there, 6-6, 7-5.
Jesus.
The Trans-Perfect Music City Bowl. Yeah. Georgia, Florida State. I'm not even picking a team from Auburn, Maryland.
Georgia is by 20.
Yeah, I guess a lot of Florida State players are sitting out. Opting out.
I would. I'm so upset about that.
Yeah.
I'm still fired up about that.
So, Georgia's probably going to put a blasting on them.
But what if?
What if, dude?
But it won't happen.
Yeah. And then Toledo and Wyoming.
I didn't even know who to pick between those. Oh, that's the Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl.
Yep, I'm going Toledo action, baby.
Really?
Yes, sir.
I'll go Wyoming just because they're favorite, and I don't know much about that.
Do you know what their mascot is?
No.
The Cowboys. You just picked the Cowboys.
I hate the Cowboys. So now we got the big ones. Let's get to real bowl games.
Yep.
Let's just talk about the big 2, right?
Yeah. What'd you think?
You want to start with Alabama, Michigan?
Yeah, I will.
How do you feel? I can't believe Michigan's favored by 1.5, by the way. Going against Saban and Bama with a month to prepare, that's hard, man.
But guess who else got a month to prepare? Harbaugh. I don't feel great about this game.
No. Michigan just has not been
Alabama's been hot.
Test.
That's why. Alabama's been hot lately. Man, I hope we put a smacking on them. But
Jalen Milroe looks good. I mean, they just keep finding ways to win. They're almost like the Chiefs in that way. It's kind of annoying because they just keep finding ways to win, like the 4th and 27 and all that stuff.
Yep.
I want Michigan. I think if Michigan wins this, they're taking everything.
Yeah.
Huge game tomorrow. Huge game.
I think whoever wins this game is going to take everything.
Yep.
So, I will. I'll take Michigan. I think we're going to pull it out deep down. I probably wouldn't put any money on it, but in my heart of hearts,
for pure vibes, I need to take Michigan.
Yeah.
In my brain says Bama.
Yeah.
My heart says go blue.
Same. Texas and Washington.
This is fun.
Yeah.
I actually don't know why Texas is favored here.
Because they're a good team, dude. Texas is back.
You love Texas.
I love Texas.
Are you Archie Manning pilled?
No.
Who's Texas quarterback right now?
Quinn Ewers.
God, I do like Quinn.
And when we were first introduced to old Quinn, he had the John Daly mullet going on.
Really?
Yeah. Since he's cut his hair. But, yeah, Quinn Ewers had quite the haircut back in the day.
So are you taking him for that?
I'm going Texas.
I'm actually going Washington on this. Huskies, right?
Yep.
I love that.
Yep.
I'm going Washington.
I don't dislike Washington.
And again, so this is kind of fun because I can't overthink it because I actually don't know too much about these teams.
Yeah.
Just going off vibes.
Yeah.
Block letters are so hot right now. I'm going Washington Huskies.
There's so many block letters. Letters in general that I hate, dude.
A lot of letters.
There's just so much potential in all of these. And
are there more block? Are there more like letter and spelled out logos or more animal logos
in college football?
Yeah,
for sure, letters.
You think?
I mean, you go through here, and are we counting? Are we counting mascots that have the letter and the mascot, or the letters and like a
disqualified?
Logo?
You can't play for both teams. I almost think it's actually, now looking back, that seems ridiculous. It almost looks like block It almost looks like letters.
It's all, not even black letters, but just letters in general. I mean, shit, dude. I'm looking at these. You got...
Yeah, bro, you got Ole Miss, you got Auburn, Maryland, Georgia. Yeah, 100% letters. Yeah. Letters went out.
Yeah, but it's
I thought that was going to be like the classic, what's there more in the world? Doors or wheels?
Nope, we're not doing this.
What do you think?
End the show. It's time to go.
What do you think? Just answer. Doors
it's time to go.
Doors or wheels?
Oh, my God. I don't know, dude.
It has to be wheels, right?
There's a lot of doors, dude.
There's a lot of wheels. So each car has 4 of both, pretty much.
Yep, they cancel each other out.
They cancel each other out, so cars are eliminated.
What about a bus? What about a semi? Now we're
that pushes favor in wheels.
Yeah.
But what about buildings?
That's it. Dude, how many buildings there are in the world? Any buildings that don't? None of these have wheels? Almost everything that has wheels.
What about bikes?
Well, are we counting wheels on like chairs?
I think so.
All right.
It really comes down to factories.
Let's get out of here,
it really comes down to factories.
Let's get out of here. End it.
Thank you, everybody, for
music.
listening. We'll be back next week for more. This started with me throwing up a human hairball, ended with you being so wrong about the door.
All right.
Save my friend Zachary. Play the music.